Alright, what's up? Today we're making chicken and dumplings. And the first thing we do is we just fill up a pot with water. I've got 3 leg quarters and 2 chicken breasts in there. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, and a bay leaf. I'm gonna boil this chicken for about an hour and a half. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna cut up my vegetables, my onions, which I don't have out yet, and celery. Which, yes, the celery is tiny here in Thailand, but it is very potent. You can chop this stuff up like cilantro. This stuff is just as potent on a smaller level. So onion, celery, garlic, carrots, and then we're gonna crush up 4 cloves of garlic, and we're gonna make a roux separately while that chicken is boiling. Add it to the mix, and that's what it is. After me. We're gonna cut it up small, and if you zoom in, these are small pieces. They cook down, but man, are they just as potent as the big pieces in America. So we're gonna chop our celery up, along with other things. Ooh, you can smell it. When you cut it, it's so strong. I would argue it's stronger than the stuff that we eat in America, the big stuff. Like you gotta eat big, chunky stuff, you know, but you can take it, and as you get up towards the end,
Strong.
Smell good. Strong, very strong. I don't do all of it. I'm gonna throw that part away. It's what it is. We're gonna take that, put it here. That's our celery. That goes in. Once we start to make our roux while the chicken is boiling, about an hour and a half, and then we're gonna hit our onion. I'm gonna put a medium-sized yellow onion.
Eh? You know do?
No.
Toilet.
I want a full, no, I just want a full onion. I handle, I talk to you. And we're gonna cut them kind of small because we're gonna make a roux while that chicken's cooking, but we're gonna give it a while. That's why you put the chicken on, let it boil. And while it's doing this thing, you can come out here and start dicing up the vegetables and what you're gonna do next. All right, so we're gonna crush up a couple of cloves of garlic here. That's what it is. I got 4 nice, generous cloves of garlic. We're gonna crush these suckers up, peel the skin off. Ooh, that smells so good. Man, there is nothing like garlic. I swear to God. The garlic's gonna kind of go in, not last, but you know, after the, we just may throw it all in there together. Fuck it. It's what it is. All right. All right, what's up? So while our chicken is boiling, we're about to start our roux here. Ooh, that's lawn. I forgot. I'm gonna throw a couple cubes of bouillon cubes in here, and a lot of people use chicken stock and whatnot. That's the best approach, in my opinion, if you want the most delicious chicken possible. But this, to me, I'm telling you, while this chicken's boiling with seasons, we're making our own stock, bone-in chicken. This is why I love bone-in chicken. Now, with that being said, our pan is heating up. And we're gonna go over here and we're gonna start making our roux. So I'm gonna take some butter. We're gonna take a stick, you know, a little chunk of this funky stuff right here. And it's kind of funky. That's what it is. So we're gonna take some of this and I'm gonna throw a smidgen of olive oil on that. Get in there and start melting. Oh, you hear that? I like a tiny bit of olive oil, just to tame it down, because it is salted butter, I believe. You gotta be careful with that. So we're gonna melt down this butter. Look at this. Oh, carrots, garlic, celery. I'm fucking this up for the camera, and I'm sorry guys, and I'm making a small mess. But don't worry about it. It's worth it. It smells good. I'm gonna cook this shit down in that butter. Oh, it smells so good. All right, so once you get your vegetables start to become transparent, cook down like this. I'm talking about your onions especially. Then you can start to throw in that flour. And this is where you want to thicken it up, but you want to do it slow. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, a lot of people, like, you don't want to overcook your flour. Your flour is going to cook and give a smoky, well, I mean a burnt, toasty, that's bad. flavor to this. I wish I had bigger pans, but we're trying to work with what we've got here in Thailand. We don't have crystal stemware and all that shit here. You can buy it, but it's very expensive. I would argue it's even more expensive than it is in the West. So anyway, we throw our flour on there, our first round. We're starting to fry this up, flip it over, keep it moving, and you start to see that thicken up, and it changes the entire smell, texture, everything of this. Like seriously, once we get that first round cooked off, and this is going into the batch with the stock that we're cooking the chicken in. I believe in just cooking the stock as you go. A lot of people just add chicken stock. Cook it as you go, man. Make chicken with the bone in. So there you go. You can kind of see what I'm throwing in there, not that much. Then we're gonna make our own homemade dumplings here in just I'd say about 30 minutes or so. Stir this all around, cook it, make sure it's all well blended, cooked in. You don't want raw flour. You don't want to burn that flour. You want to make sure that you get it all incorporated in with the vegetables and the butter and the juices from that. And you see how thick it starts to get. Like it really becomes thick. All the liquid's gone from it. We're going to cook it, spin it around. I'm actually going to cook it for a few minutes because I want a little toastier flavor, and those carrots are starting to come apart, which I like. That's what I want. I want these carrots to break down. I don't like chunky, hard-ass carrots in my stuff. All right, guys, so after we removed the chicken about 30 minutes in, we've already added our vegetables and stuff. Our carrots, our onions, all it's cooking. It's gonna water down, but I'm telling you, this is where you gotta go. I'm gonna put about, I don't know, about a half to 3/4 of a cup of milk. Maybe, actually, screw it. I want a little bit more. And this is really gonna thicken this up. And this is while our dumplings are in the fridge and we're about to peel this chicken. It's already cooled off and we're gonna get down to it. We're gonna peel this chicken, debone it, and whatnot. Add the chicken back to it. Let it cook for about 20-30 minutes, and then we're gonna put the dumplings in here. And I'm telling you, fuck you. Everyone, oh my God. Don't ever ask me to make this again, T-Lock. I love you. All right, so now it's on to making our dumplings. We're gonna take about 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and you guys are gonna probably bash me in the comments with this. Like, baking powder is impossible to get, so I'm gonna use just a small amount of baking soda. That's what it is. So we're gonna use about 2 cups of flour, put it in there. Actually, just a little bit more. That's it. All right. Half a teaspoon, like baking soda. I'm talking, that's it, baking soda. Didn't know it. Finished. And then we're gonna take some salt, season it up. If I had some fresh parsley, I would do this. Salt. A lot of people just don't quite understand this. So we're gonna use about 3 tablespoons of oil. 1, 2, 3. A lot of people say a splash of vinegar, which I'm gonna go ahead and do, just a splash. I'm talking just a splash because of baking soda and baking powder. Is this shit even open?
Yeah,
just a lid,
just
didn't away. Done. 3/4 of a cup of milk. So we're gonna put about that much in there. We're gonna start to fold this up, and we're gonna start to make our dumplings. But it's starting to thicken up already. That's why you put the vinegar in there, because if you're using baking soda as opposed to baking powder, which baking powder is much better, but baking soda requires a reagent, like vinegar, to kind of start up the process of, expanding, getting gas bubbles in the dough. So that's where we're at. we're gonna put this in there, and like honestly, that flour allows it all to kind of start to stick together. So we're making our, I didn't mean to splash it out. We're making our dough, our drop dough that we're gonna do for our dumplings here in just a few minutes once we're done peeling the chicken. All right, guys, so it's time. We're throwing our dough in there. Our dough has been sitting in the fridge, and it thickened up a lot more than I thought. And this stuff is so sticky. So basically what I prefer to do, and this is subjective, I prefer small drops. We've got a rolling boil. Check this out. We've got a rolling boil, and we're gonna start to drop these suckers in. And oh, it's sticky. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna break it into two. And honestly, don't be afraid of what size it is, but don't be trying to press big balls. Like seriously, just take small amounts and drop it in there, because a lot of it's gonna cook down and thicken up the soup. You see, like I'm having a struggle to get that off.
Okay.
All right, so you get your dumplings dropped in there. Look at that. They start to expand, obviously. And yeah, they look clumpy, irregular, and whatnot. Trust me, they're gonna expand. They're gonna thicken this up. It's gonna be absolutely outstanding. And this is where we have about 15 minutes left. Sipa nati finished all the way.
Really?
But you have to make sure that you stir it, because the sauce thickens up and you don't want it to stick, the flour and whatnot. This is why I don't thicken it up before I put my dumplings in. But anyway, I put the dumplings in. I'm gonna give them about 5 minutes. Since I've stirred it, we're gonna come back and check it.
Okay.
Turn the fire down low. Real low.
ครับ
Extremely low.
Finish ครับ
Here we are with our finished product. Check this out. Our chicken and dumplings, Thailand. And don't knock me. I don't live in the South with access to all like, I forgot how, like, privileged we were to have access to smoked turkey necks and pork necks and pork, collarbones and shit like that. Oxtails. Like, getting that stuff here is next to impossible. Yes, you can find it, but you're going to pay for it. So it's really hard. You got to be resourceful. So with that being said, here's our finished product. Chicken and dumplings. Oh, check this out. Look at this stuff, man. This shit is fantastic. Look at this. Run it in slow motion. Oh, look at that. Oh. Motherfucker, you know it's good. I put 3 leg quarters and 2 chicken breasts in that. And that's why I like the chicken breast. It shreds up good, but I like to leave the dark meat in bigger chunks. I wish you could smell this shit through the fucking, through the video. But I'm telling you, man, oh my God. If I could send smell online, it would be a fucking wrap. Big dumplings, look at that. We got a few big dumplings in there. I like a few big ones, but I like a lot of small ones that thicken it up. And this is why I don't thicken it up, but check this out. Look how thick this is. It is absolutely wonderful. This right here is gonna make me a public enemy #1, for real. Like, can you make this? Yeah, but it's gonna cost you. So I love you, and I'm signing out.